said they're going to wander about and go and see if they can deliver a baby and that, and then come back here for 1:30. And I don't know if it. How much
I hope they don't leave a baby sort of half out. You know, if they've got it. You know, they're push. Sorry, we're going to have to shoot off. We've got to go and see.
We've got to play an instrument in a marching band for 8,500 points.
Well, I did say be here definitely at 1:30 because I don't want you getting in the way of the white van questions.
The other thing is, right, they get 7,500 points for delivering a baby, but they get 9,000 points if they cut Peter Stringfellow's hair.
Well, he's very precious about his hair.
It's a more delicate operation, isn't it? There's more that can go wrong.
That's true enough.
Take an unconventional animal for a walk in a park. What is an unconventional
animal?
I think that could be a dog that just doesn't play by the rules.
Yeah, that's a dog that's into Slipknot.
Yeah, that wheeze in a urinal.
Yeah, exactly.
Standing up.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm sure they're lovely guys. Good luck to them.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Nirvana, Man Who Sold the World. Carl's all confused because it didn't tell you it was ended, did it? What is that then? Is that a sort of glitch in the computer?
Just applause, isn't it?
I
Careful,
can't
they
hear
might
it.
start swearing. You know what they're like.
Yeah.
Rock stars.
Yeah.
Their blue language.
Yeah, and all their habits and all
Oh.
that. Yeah, like it says track ending now. So it's a bit
Stop
late now,
talking about
innit?
that's you're giving away all the secrets of radio and that. People think it's like an old piece of vinyl that we've put on a needle, you know, like those old bits of footage of Tony Blackburn. That's what they think it's like. They don't realise there's computers doing it all.
Yeah.
Rick, you're showing them behind the curtain. Never do that.
I won't.
Never do that, mate.
In the week, I called Karl up. I said, "How are you, mate?" He went, "Not too bad." Now, as you know, his girlfriend's been away for ages, hasn't she? Covering the World Cup, the African
Nations
Cup. She's a sports journalist.
Well, yeah.
All right. Okay.
I love the fact you're thinking, what does that mean? Like, well, she's not much of a journalist, Rick, to be honest. I've read some of her stuff.
No, but she's not on air. She does stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Sure.
A lot of journalists do. You always want to make clear that you're not going out with Kate Adie. That's what you want to make clear, isn't it? Yeah. Now, so she'd seen none of the meteoric rise of Karl as a broadcaster.
She's been away for the whole time
a
since you've sort of
raconteur,
become...
a wit, a cult figure, to be honest. And he hadn't told her this. So apparently he went home and she was sitting there looking a bit grumpy. He went, "All right." She went, "Yeah." She went, "Should we go out then?" She went, "I'm not sure I want to go out with an idiot." Right?
Oh, no!
Yeah. And she went, "Loch Ness Monster. Why don't you just think? Of course the Loch Ness Monster lives in Loch Ness." And she was giving a bit of a hard time. And she went, "That's why he said, "That's why I didn't tell her. I didn't tell her really." Same thing happened when I was at school and I had to play drums in Little Donkey. I didn't tell my parents, right? But my dad turned up anyway. And what happened?
He
How old were you, Carl?
well, it was the school that I used to go to.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
So
You went, you used to go to the school you used to go to?
No, but what I mean is,
on.
I didn't go to secondary, did I? So I missed a lot of that.
Sure.
But primary, I liked.
Oh,
it was
okay.
all colouring in and stuff.
Yep.
And it was a Christmas play, and I managed to get a part in it. And
Did you audition?
got a part in it, and I should have been playing the drums to the one about Kings. We
Three Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was meant to be doing that, but Little Donkey came on, and it was one of the.
What do you mean came on?
That was like next up on the next song,
Right.
and it's one of them songs that you can't help sort of.
Tapping along to.
Yeah. Do you know, like if I was to go
Yeah, you'd have to finish it with...
yeah. Do you know that they actually send that into space?
Do they?
And
What, hoping that aliens will respond with that?
yeah, they do that because apparently it is one of them things that you can't help.
What, even if you're an alien life form?
Yeah.
They know that, do they?
Yeah. But anyway,
What, because they watch Star Trek or something?
Hello. Knock, knock.
Yeah.
no, seriously.
Is it true, like, if you send
there?
out knock into space, yeah, they have to say that?
Oggy, oggy, oggy. Oh,
You
that
do this,
that
but
is
you look into
great.
it. Seriously.
Oh, hold on, what's something out there? What's a little green fellow? That is great.
Yeah. So anyway,
That is fantastic.
Little Donkey is like one of them tunes that you can't. And I was there, and I had the drumstick, and I thought, oh god,
The drumstick.
I could feel myself. And anyway,
Just wanting to do it, yeah.
I started going along and playing Little Donkey, which I wasn't meant to do, but it went down such a storm.
What, were there people like parents and that dozing off, and then suddenly they heard your version of Little Donkey, they thought, wait a minute, now it's really picking up.
What do you mean
I'm glad we paid £1.50 for this.
What do you mean it went down such a storm? They're going, hold on, was it like when
People have
Ringo...
lighters in the air.
It was like when Ringo joined the Beatles, now going, boo, Pete Best, but he went...
Yeah,
And they went, whoa! Oh,
No,
God.
but the teacher just said, "Oh, it went down really well. You can do that again tonight
Right.
when you're in it again." But anyway, so my dad was there, and
And you hadn't told him about this performance, so
no, I
he
never
just
did.
turned up
I
off his
never
own
did.
back.
I never took the letters home and stuff to
No.
show my mum and dad because it just put me off. So anyway, he turned up. Don't know why. He must have heard from someone else's dad.
Yeah.
He turned up and he swore about me, which
Did he?
I don't.
Can you
What-
could you
do
use
you think
a word
it's allowed
that's
to be said? The word,
Of course it is.
right? If you got a kid in the car or anything, you can turn it down now, can't you?
Yeah.
Right? But he said there was a guy stood next to him with a camera, big video camera, filming it, and he said, "Yeah, film it, but try and avoid getting the twat in the hat in the shot because I had one of those porters, you know, the little round pork pie hats on.
right?
This is so sad.
What was this a nativity play?
It was about Jesus and stuff.
Yeah, well, there was a porter there helping him with his
Of
bags.
course there was. I forgot.
I mean, Mary and
What,
Joseph,
managing
they
the
got
stable?
there. Yeah, because
Sure.
it was the hope, you know, because the inn was full.
Yes.
But I think the porter doubled up with the inn and the stable.
Right, that was nice.
So
of
he,
him.
yeah,
He carry bags over. Yeah.
yeah, no, so yeah.
You're right though. I don't know why I was wearing one of them, but I was. And
And your father said that. And how did you know your father said that? Did you
he told
hear
me
it?
about it later.
Oh, he told you about it later.
Yeah, I was talking about stuff I'd done at school, and he said, "Oh God, remember that?" And I spoke to him the other day about it,
Right.
and yeah, it's a
God.
shame. Have
So
you
that
ever
was the end of your sort of drumming career, really, because it could have been. I mean, you know, the audience loved it the night before. You could have like been, who knows, a whole new world for you.
Yeah,
Have
that
you
is.
done any stuff?
I've never drummed. I wish I had, man. I wish I
But
had.
that is
That's a movie story, but
is that, and that's why you don't tell your mum and dad don't know you on the radio,
No,
do
they
they?
think when they were down the other weekend, they had to come in. I just said, "Oh, I'll just go in and press the buttons."
Because they could listen on Sky Digital, couldn't they?
They could do.
But you wouldn't want that, would you?
I don't want that.
No. Play
Carl-
a record, and I want to talk to you again a little bit about this later.
yeah.
I'm making $6 an hour.
Princess Superstar, Bad Babysitter, first played on this show by Steve Merchant, by Bad Steve Merchant.
That's true enough.
By Steve Scratch Merchant.
That's
I
right.
mean, I still like that, but the videos put me off it a little bit, because it makes it into the novelty record it always had the potential of being. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. Although I was never a big fan of Bad Babysitter was not my favourite from the album.
Sure. Sure.
If people want my interest and my views on hip hop, then they can always email in, Rick, of course.
Or call you at home.
Just give me a ring at home, it's no problem.
Yeah.
Or I just pop out and hang with them in
Yeah.
the hood.
Yeah, sure, sure,
so,
sure.
yeah.
Now it's time for White Van Man.
White Van Man. Yes, for
explain
those,
what it is.
those
Yeah.
that don't buy The Sun, they think it's beneath them. White Van Man is a column they have, I think, every day, actually, and they just get sort of some, Joe Public to kind of comment on
Sure.
the week's news. Just seemed to me, that it might be interesting to get Carl's views on some of the big events.
Not because we think that Carl hasn't got a valid sort of viewpoint.
No.
Because Carl sees the world differently to some people. That's all. And that's what's interesting. Like an artist does, or a,
Exactly, yeah. He's very bohemian in his outlook.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you're up to scratch on this week's news?
I don't like this, but
don't you?
Don't, just relax.
Why not?
it's pressure.
No, because you
It's
just
not,
have
but
to give us your first
just
opinion.
For your honest answer. That's all we've ever asked of you, Carl, and it's all you've ever given us. Your honest, your first from the heart
Go on.
view. Yeah.
All
Don't
right.
worry. Just
No,
relax.
just chill out.
Are you worried that people are listening and thinking you're an idiot?
If my girlfriend's listening now, go and have a wash or something.
Go and have a wash.
Not very nice, is it? Is it the opposite of Napoleon and Josephine? Yeah, go on. If you're going to visit me again, Josephine, for Christ's sake, wash.
Well, I'll ease you in with something fairly easy, a music-based question. Kylie Minogue versus Dido as Queen of the Brits. What's your view there?
Go and have a wash.
It doesn't really matter, does it?
What, doesn't really matter?
With the Brits, I was watching it the other night, and I think Kylie will be a good-looking old woman. Do you ever do that? Sort of see
I
people?
want to, Steve, I want to celebrate with you. Every time he opens his mouth, it doesn't matter. I want us to open a bottle of champagne.
I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like we did that.
Yes.
No, do you
Go
ever do
on.
that though? Look at people, and another person who springs to mind, Jenny Powell. I don't think she's that good looking now.
Who's Jenny Powell? Is she that girl that used to be the assistant on Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah.
John Leslie?
Yeah, I think she's a bit over the top for a young woman. But when she gets older, I think she'll look
Be a bit of a
nice.
stunner.
Okay.
So for you, Kylie, whereas you don't feel that about Dido, is that right?
She's all right. She's normal. I prefer Kylie's sister to Kylie. She
Okay.
looks, I can imagine her being hard work to live with and
Who, Kylie?
not
Right.
being washing up and that. And
Right, sure.
being a bit fussy.
Okay. And what do you make of taxes rising in the next budget to pay for NHS improvements?
Well, my dad went to hospital to have an operation once,
Yeah.
so I feel like it's worth paying it because I've got something.
Because
out of it.
people might have to go to hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it makes a change when it's someone in your family, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you sort of realise.
Yeah, a change is as good as a rest.
And the weird thing is, if it weren't for my dad, I wouldn't be here doing this show because when he was in hospital.
Well, no, I'll stop you there.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's all you need to know.
You wouldn't be here, true, but no. But
no, because this was after I was born. So I would be here.
But his more direct involvement was what?
Yeah, because when my mum was seeing my dad in
Yeah.
the hospital, I got a bit bored, went for a wander, found the hospital radio station,
Yeah.
and got a gig.
Really?
So in a real sense, if it wasn't for Carl's dad, Carl wouldn't be here.
And did your dad, like, while he was listening to you, did he, like, sort of tap the nurse and go, "Can you get that twat off the air?"
Who's put him in that app?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Okay, what do you make of the real-life Mowgli who's surviving in a Transylvanian countryside? Apparently, I don't know much about this story.
I don't know.
You know Mowgli, he's
Is
the
that
guy
one
from
of
the
them?
Jungle Book.
Yeah.
The little kid that grew up with bears and animals and stuff. Apparently there's a real-life one in Transylvania.
What were the things in Gremlins?
What were the what? Like, in Gremlins, they were...
Wait. Okay, this is an example. This is what your girlfriend said. Think. What were the things in Gremlins called?
I can't remember.
Just, I mean, really.
Something like that, isn't it?
No, wait. Just really think now, Carl. Just with everything with all the brain power you've ever used, think what the things in Gremlins were called.
It's not there.
There's a clue here.
Oh no,
Yeah.
they're not.
What?
Gremlins.
Yeah.
Play a record, Carl.
This is XFM.
Well, we're back, and there's a few more people here. It's
Absolutely, well done.
Yeah, yeah.
Well observed.
Yeah. Do you want to say hello?
Hi guys.
And what are you doing here?
This is Mark and James, or Sco and Belch, and we're here.
Sorry, your names are what?
Sorry, say the last bit again. Or what?
Sco and Belch.
Sco and Belch?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you want to explain that?
No.
No, from the
Long
drinking
story.
games, I imagine.
Yeah.
We've got
Oh.
worse names than that, but it's radio, so.
Sure.
Now you're presumably students.
We've just graduated. Well, we kind of graduated when we've been in work like about a year or two.
And what do you do?
I work for a management consultancy. I work for a distribution company up in Birmingham.
Well, okay.
So,
Now
very
what you're
boring.
doing is a scavenger hunt, and you're raising for a cancer
Colon
charity,
Cancer Research.
right?
Yeah.
And you've got to do. And this is we're just helping you out here because for 17,000 points you have to get live on a TV or radio show.
That's exactly it.
So
and
here we
that's- That's why we're here. Yeah.
Do you ever listen to XFM?
I know of it. Yeah. I listened to it a few times.
Sure. What kind of music, what kind of sounds would you normally be into?
I
love cheesy radio, sort of school disco, sort of, 80s
Right,
stuff.
Sure. Sorry, what was your name again?
Mark, or Sco.
Sco. Okay. And you're
Belch.
Belch. And what sort of sounds would you be grooving to, Belch?
Cheesy.
UK garage?
Well,
Craig David.
a bit of house, just very occasionally. A bit of cheese. It depends what kind of mood I'm in, you know.
Now
yeah.
you don't listen much, but you I mean, kiss a celeb because Carl.
Yeah, we actually want to do that with you, Ricky. Is that right?
No.
That's not going to happen with
Okay.
Ricky, but Carl's now got his name mentioned in Heat magazine.
Is that right? Well,
So
that's
if you want to
brilliant.
snog Carl, we'd love to see that.
I mean, we don't want to snog Carl, but I mean, we were thinking if there was kind of a female presenter here, we might be able to do something. But
What are you saying?
A female placenta.
well, if you've got one.
Have you seen some of the female presenters that work on XFM?
Oh, presenter.
Is that why they're on radio?
I thought you said placenta.
That's unlikely.
I know. Well, now what's the other things you've got to do here?
So what's some of the things you've done already?
Well,
See, somebody's worrying me. Like, start a fire in Pudding Lane
Oh, we've done that already.
for 4,700 points.
Well, I'll tell you what we have done. We've been on Phantom of the Opera stage already.
Have you?
Yeah, we just asked the stage door guy. And,
that wasn't during the show, I see.
No.
And that's right. He actually mentioned that we shouldn't speak about that too.
Otherwise he'll get
Be on the
sacked.
stage,
Exact. But he was really kind to let us on.
We've jumped in Trafalgar Square water with doing a sort of Friends impersonation, so that was
Right.
How many points
pretty
did you get
cool.
for that?
We got 2,000 points for that. We got
Right.
8,000 points for being on the stage at Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
And we get double that. We get like 18,000 points, which is almost the maximum for being here right now.
Really?
So that's
well,
absolutely great.
I wouldn't worry about the little things. I'd go for the big.
Yeah, that's it.
bucks here.
We're not interested in the little stuff. We want to go for the big stuff.
Yeah.
So what the big ones are? Get on stage with S Club 7. That's not going to happen, is it? When have you got till 6 today?
Well,
Yeah.
S Club 7 are on at the London Arena at about 2 o'clock, so...
Good luck.
Okay.
I think it's going to be very, very difficult to get on there, but we never know.
I think so. Yeah. Get in the vaults of a bank.
Yeah,
You see, some of these are bordering on the illegal. That's 20,000 points for that.
seen that?
Like getting a cage at London Zoo. Don't do that. I mean, it's 10,000 points, but don't do it unless it's a penguin cage.
Well, that's what we're hoping. Just some kind of timid animal we might be alright with. You know?
Yeah, sure.
If anyone's got any good ideas for sort of funky things to do on air, then
Okay, well, if you leave your number and anyone calls in, they can help you with anything.
Well, maybe some of S Club 7 are listening.
let's hope so, because I mean we love
if,
them to bits.
If they are, it is for charity, and the points get awarded into money for colon cancer research. So it'd be absolutely fantastic if we could.
Yeah, so Bradley, John, Tina, if you're listening.
Yeah, if you're listening, or any celebrity out there who's a female celebrity, we need to snog them. It doesn't
Hold
need to be a
on,
long
wait a minute,
snog,
wait a
but
minute.
if we can, that'd be great.
This is good for 7,000 points. This looks like a good one. Play the organ in a church. That must be easy.
Is that a metaphor?
Yeah, but you know what church people are like. They
It
might
says
be
the bigger the better, so it might be.
That's got to be euphemism.
Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it? Yeah. Well, thanks very much. Good luck.
Good luck, guys.
Guys,
Get
thanks
an
very much.
Thank you
Frenchman
very much.
standing outside Les Mis looking Miz.
That's going to happen.
That's good.
Man, a big gun type thing on the HMS Belfast.
That won't
well, we've got
happen.
the big gun. It's just finding the boat, which is the problem.
Oh,
so.
calm down. What was your name? Bo? Poe?
No.
Poe?
Let's go.
Go. Thanks very much.
Guys, thank you very, very much. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Bye. The streets, let's push things forward on XFM 104.9, the home of charity.
That's true enough.
Yeah, I've got to slow down because I'm doing a little bit too much for charity. I've got to worry about myself sooner or later. Do you know what I mean? No, come on. We were halfway through White Van Man.
We were
before
indeed, yes.
Those lads came in.
Getting Carl's views on some of the big stories of the week
Yeah.
from the news. Carl, what do you make of the fact that the British Olympic curling team won a gold medal?
I watched it.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was really good. The only thing that's getting on my nerves now is like, what was that?
Is that a trombone player just sneaked in?
That was me moving this microphone.
Right. I'm sorry.
Incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah,
What an
go on.
amazing noise.
The only thing is,
That shouldn't sound like that, should it? That's incredible. What a shoddy tin pot station this is.
Well, we know that.
Sorry, Carl.
Go on.
is like in all the papers now, in like the, the Star and the Sun all week, they've been like traipsing models over a bit of granite. Do you know like how those things are made out of granite? The things they throw,
Oh, yeah.
and it just that bit annoys me.
Okay.
The
What,
way
the
that,
Daily Star?
No, the way that this sport, nobody had ever sort of heard of it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
We win a gold medal,
Yeah.
and now in the papers it's like
They've gone crazy. They've gone curling
mad over
mad.
it.
Yeah.
It's a good game now.
Yeah. Good. Okay, next.
All right, good. Let me see. What about the fact that the world's tallest man is living in a semi in Neasden?
It's all right, isn't it? Something that someone told me in the week is that, do you know all these tall people like this guy?
Yeah.
Which is a bit weird they've only just found him, considering he's the tallest man. I think that's a bit weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone
genius.
told me that, do you know the guy who was in James Bond, the big bloke?
Yes.
Jaws? He's got the same illness as this bloke.
Right.
And what it is...
It's called tall.
It's something about...
You're suffering from tall.
You've got a small tumour or something just behind this part of your head.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Just sort of in the middle of your eyes.
Yeah.
And the pressure on that makes you grow really tall or something.
Yeah.
So he needs to get it sorted.
That's your advice to him.
Yeah.
Get it sorted. Okay, very finally, Carl, this is important. This is just projecting into the future.
It's sorted.
Just projecting into the future now, K-Man. Apparently, global warming will bring sizzling summers and weird wildlife to Great Britain in the future. Are you worried about that?
How soon?
Soon enough for you to worry.
Yeah, it's pretty worrying.
Okay.
Um,
You wouldn't prefer it to be sunny here all the time?
no, because with hot weather comes weird spiders and that. See, I always think we're quite lucky here.
Yeah.
If you live in Australia, you might have the sun and stuff, but you've got like deadly snakes,
Yes.
Yeah.
which are deaf. Did you know snakes are deaf?
Snakes are deaf.
They don't have ears.
Okay.
So you're all right walking about behind them.
Yeah. But if they see you ahead of you,
You're
you're in
knackered.
trouble.
But yeah, with places like Australia, you know, people go, "Oh, it's great, it's sunny," but they don't talk about the spiders and
They keep the spiders.
lizards
Yeah.
and stuff.
Quite.
So I think we've got a bit of both the best worlds.
So you're worried though about in the future, maybe vultures flying through the sky? We've got various creepy crawly snakes. You concerned about that?
Yeah, well, there's a load. I saw something in the news in the week that a load of sparrows or something was somewhere. Maybe that's the start of it.
That's an interesting story.
Was that front page or? There's a load of sparrows somewhere. Read all about it. Sparrows somewhere.
Some sparrows somewhere.
Sparrows somewhere.
Load of sparrows somewhere.
Sparrows somewhere.
There you go. Anyway,
Excellent. That's
Thank you
great.
very much, Carl.
That's Carl giving his views on the news.
don't do that next week.
Why not?
I just don't like it.
Why?
Pressure.
It's not pressure. You did brilliantly. Lost Prophets there on XFM 104.9. Now, I like that. Mm-hmm. It rocks. I like the guitar. Atmosphere. It's good. But it's called The Fake Sound of Progress.
I know. See, what always annoys me is when people, they dismiss, say Enrique Iglesias, current number one, a great song.
Good video.
Brilliant video. And they say, oh, it's rubbish and all that. But I think that songs with titles like A Fake Sound of Progress,
Yeah.
much more something to get on your hobby horse about.
What has happened in that
Bad
video?
lyrics by good artists is always worse than
If
I think
you're
a recorded
listening,
song.
or if you work for the record company, or you worked on that video, because he's got the money and the girl, and then Mickey Rourke beats him up, right, he has a fight, you just see him knock him over, and then it cuts, and the next scene, it's night, it's not in the desert, there's loads of police cars, they're not doing anything.
They're just standing
And
around.
somehow he's
Probably eating donuts.
He's dying of injuries, but I don't know what happened. What has happened in that video?
I think if you heard the 12-inch mix, there's a whole bunch of other sequences that explain what happened.
Yeah, I mean, we're all thinking, also we think that he stole the girl off Mickey Rourke.
I think he stole the girl off Mickey Rourke,
Yeah.
as well as some money.
Some money, yeah.
Mickey's tracked him down.
Yeah.
And he's thinking, I'm going to stop running, I'm going to face Mickey this time. He does, and then boom, you're right, it cuts, and suddenly the police have shot him or
I
something.
don't know where they are.
Don't know what, but the police just seem to be leaving him to die in the arms
See,
of his
I
lover.
thought that they'd called the police because the sort of like the melee, but Mickey Rourke's off with his gang. The police are going, well, where are they? There's no evidence. They go, well, look, he's dying. They're going, but how did he die?
Yeah.
How is he dying? He's a bit wet for the rain.
Knowing Rourke though, Rick, I imagine he's stitched Enrique up. I reckon he's framed him or something.
Or he's no sort of like ninja stuff, and there's lots of internal injuries that aren't immediately
Anyone,
visible.
if you were involved with perhaps the making of that video, or indeed you are Enrique Iglesias, give us a ring.
If you're around,
Come on, just fill us in.
I'd rather play some adverts now than
I'd love to play some adverts, Rick, but I'll tell you this, I'd also like to tell the listeners that coming very soon on XFM, some huge news about Karl
It is.
that will rock
It'll
the
be like
capital.
Pop Idol. It's going to be an ongoing saga. Gomez, shot. Good track, good band. But I'll tell you what, in the second hour, I just want to play classics.
I'd love to hear a bloody
I want to
classic,
play
mate.
some Cure, New Order, Smiths.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? We played Nirvana earlier, but it's not enough for me, Steve.
No? You need
I
your
want-
fix.
I want. I do. Well, it's that point in the show now. Song for the Lovers. One of my favourite singers. Probably one of the most beautiful singer-songwriters of all time.
Well, you don't mean that, you don't mean that he's a good-looking bloke and you fancy him. I mean, I just want to clear that up, Rick, because otherwise...
That would, yeah.
What you mean is that the songs he writes are beautiful.
Yeah.
You can take or leave him as a bloke, can't
Yeah,
imagine
of
his
course, yeah.
physicality. is
And
not-
and he's written such brilliant classics with his lovely arse as. Oh, why did I say that?
Why did you say that for, Rick? Because if
Why did
people
I say
will
that?
listen and misinterpret.
Oh God! He wrote Galveston. He wrote Wichita Lineman.
I am a
He
man
wrote
from the county.
yeah. He wrote MacArthur Park. And just to tickle him down below, what? I don't know
are you
what.
saying
See,
there?
And this is a song, one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. It's off the album 10 Easy Pieces, which is just him doing the versions of other, that he gave to other people on piano. And this is called If These Old Walls Could Speak, and it is absolutely beautiful. Listen to this. If These Old Walls Could Speak by Jimmy Webb. Might play another track off that later if we've got time.
What, today?
Yeah, well, maybe, or maybe next week. We've
Who
got
knows,
lots
who
to
knows?
pack in. We've got things like New Order, Cure.
I'm just hoping that all those kind of new metal fans, Rick, can just calm down for a second, you know,
Yeah.
and just enjoy that for what it was.
Yeah.
I hope their snobbery is not going to prevent them from enjoying
I
it.
hope they can just leave it alone for 2 hours for our show. Because
Exactly.
we try and, try and pack lots of
Well, whilst
stuff
you're
in.
talking about new metal, can I just say Ian Camfield is here tonight. He's
What?
moving from Fridays.
Right, what the hell does he think he's doing?
He's just offering up information now.
No, it's just that you were talking about the new metalers, and now seems like a good time to
Carl,
say-
listen, you're here for our amusement.
Yeah.
You don't sort of come in any time you want.
When we decide it's time to sort of have some fun at your expense, then we'll let you know. But
Yeah.
otherwise,
We're not here to help other DJs or even this station. We don't give a about this.
See, this is what my girlfriend said.
what's that?
Well, you should listen to her.
She knows what she's talking about
Just-
clearly. Now
just
put your
wheel
microphone down,
She said they just wheel you out when they need you.
switch your microphone off, Carl, and let us finish what we were saying.
Right, just
What were
Yeah.
we saying, Rick?
Ian Canfield has got a rock show.
Oh, right, yeah.
Starting today. 4 hours of pure rock. Yeah, he's probably here smoking, drinking Jack Daniels and just like having pictures of Vance put up around the room to get in the mood. Then he'd go out and rock. Carl, don't be silly. Turn your microphone on. We're joking. Is that right? When's he on?
8 till 12 tonight, 4 hours of rock.
Lovely. Listen, some big classics coming up, plus
please
huge
play some
news
ads.
about
no,
Carl.
please, let's play some more ads.
Do you really want some ads?
I'm tired of the music and chat. Please play some more ads, Carl.
Oh,
Please.
Carl.
Christ's sake. Cure on XFM 104.9. That's what it's all about, Steve.
Absolutely classics.
Yeah, we've got some more classics coming up.
Looking forward to them.
Now, when we were talking to Carl in the week, the thing we were talking to Carl is that you come up with something that's sort of like quite innocent, and he goes, well, that once, right? And you realise that it's comedy dynamite. He doesn't know it, but we want to go save it. And he let out, you were filling in a form, weren't you? It was all about your girlfriend thinking you're a div. And it's happened before, isn't it? Because she came home and you'd filled out a form to get a job once, hadn't you?
Yeah.
What was that for?
Granada Telly.
And on it,
Well, let Carl explain.
yeah.
You see, this is what annoys me with job applications, because rather than just saying, do you want the job and what can you bring to this business?
Yeah. Do you want the job is a good one.
Because the thing is...
That's sort of the end for the boys.
No, listen, right?
Because if they say no,
Yeah, but-
I don't think they want the job.
Yeah, but listen.
Go on.
I mean, I presume with what you do, you have to take people on and stuff.
What, in a fight, you mean?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's more important that you're willing to graft and put the hours in
Sure.
than say that, you did well at school.
Yes,
Sure.
Because if I wanted to, I could have done well at school.
of course.
I just didn't want to.
So where's this going? So you had the application form.
So when it came to the qualifications bit and that, I couldn't fill them in because I didn't have any qualifications. And it was also asking about your languages. And I put down English quite good.
English quite good.
And his girlfriend came over and seen the form that he'd sent off, and this was a copy of it.
yeah.
And so she went, oh, you know what I mean? So that's what started, the disappointment.
So they're going to get that and think that you're not English.
I don't think I've got it. It was ages ago.
Right.
How long ago was it?
Oh, well, it was when I was still in Manchester, so 5 years ago.
I don't think you got to know. No, I think you'd...
That could be a long list.
I mean, there's probably a lot of admin problems in that organisation, but they probably...
But
there's
what I meant by it is that I can speak English, but I don't know all these long words that people use all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, can I just tell this quickly? In the week, I'm talking to you now, the listener. Usually I don't.
Yeah.
Carl said, about embarrassing him on air and that, and he's worried about his education, and he was worried about not knowing long words. Like, we come up with any long words. And he said, no, I was scared, you were going to ask me something about, someone, and he's Eastern European leader. His surname is Milosevic. And Carl said, so I learnt it this week, and learnt it so you can't catch me out in case you start. I said, what? And he said, he thought about it, and he went, Flobodan Milosevic.
Got the surname right, though, didn't he?
So
Got
what's
the
his
surname
name?
right.
What's his name?
That's how Bill and Ben would address this leader.
How would they have said it?
Flobodan Milosevic.
What's his name?
Slobodan
Yeah.
Milosevic.
Yeah.
Well done. Anyway, Carl, look, you almost let it slip then as you were talking about your filling out that application form. There's some big news that everyone needs to know, which we were stunned by in the week, although the more we sort of talk to you, the more it starts to fall into place.
Yeah.
But Carl, what's the story?
That I haven't got me my exam results from my GCSEs.
He never turned up to get his exam
I
results.
was working.
And so, how many did you take in the end? Because you weren't even sure about that, were you? You think you took maths and English, don't you?
Yeah.
And
art.
you think you've handed in the artwork for art, don't you?
Now, art was continual assessment, wasn't it? Coursework. And what was the that you made?
I made a man sort of putting his arms into a car.
You made a model of a man putting his arms into a car.
What was this?
So
Sort of
that
like-
one's passed.
Was
We
that
can
this,
take that
this is a
as read.
homage to break-ins in Manchester? Was this? What was this? Oh look, he does what he sees.
Yeah.
So
So you've
what's
got that. That's safe. You definitely got that one.
So you've taken art, you've taken English and maths, you think? So this is what we're going to do, listeners. We're going to try and find out his exam results for him and tell him next week.
Live
We're
on
gonna-
air.
We're going to call his school, we're going to try and track him down, and we are going to have a little envelope, and we are going to give Karl, at the age of 29, his O-level results. GCSEs, yeah.
Now, Karl, so you took maths.
Yeah.
You think you took English. Do you remember turning up to do those? Do you remember sitting in the room filling in the forms?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you feel you did?
I don't think I did well.
You don't think you did well? Did you revise?
No.
Why didn't you revise?
Because I don't really believe in it.
Okay.
Well, it's just that if you don't know it, then you don't know it. You shouldn't have to start looking at a book. If I went to like the hospital
Yeah.
and the doctor said, "Oh, you need your appendix out," but hang on a minute, I've just got to read up on it.
Yeah.
That isn't good enough.
Okay.
He should know, and that's the way I feel about it.
To be fair, though,
He did do the revision beforehand.
yeah, they don't usually pass on, like, maybe, like, when they're in practice.
Yeah,
7 years
information
down
they
the
took in
line.
by osmosis.
Yeah, yeah, and the bloke comes in and goes, "Can I just see what you did with that?" And I goes, "You've passed."
Yeah.
Phew. That's a good one. Yeah.
Good job I watched Casualty.
I just like the way, the things that interest me, I remember. Things
Okay.
like snakes not having ears and stuff.
Yes.
I didn't have to read about that.
No, you just learnt that, yeah.
You saw it on the telly, didn't you? You saw it on that Ian Wright programme.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what Karl said to me. He said, it's actually, I called Karl up in the week, and Reese was with him. You know, Reese used to be on XFM,
Yeah,
and he took the phone, and he went, "Karl's worried after seeing that programme." He said, "Snakes don't have ears, right?" He said, "So you can creep up on them and pick them up." And he said, "Karl's worried." He said, "How do you ever put them down again?" Because then they know that you're there.
I woke up the other night quite late,
Worried about that.
and I said to my girlfriend, I said, "How do you put a snake down?" And she said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "That Ian Wright thing, this guy managed to pick up a snake. And do you know that thing where they clamp its head on a jar to get the poison out?"
I do now.
Right? They did that, but they didn't show you how they got rid of it, and I thought, it could really get nasty, because it's obviously annoyed that you've had its head pressed in the jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They hate that.
Now,
Especially as it's in front of their mates.
when you lift it off,
Yeah.
right, you've got hold of it.
Yeah.
If you go to chuck it down, it's going to turn on you.
It's going to get wild, isn't it?
So, I just wondered.
Well, what you do is you never put it down, Karl.
Yeah, that's why
That's what
why
happens.
that bloke has got about 11 or 12 just carrying him.
Exactly.
Yeah, you never put it down. You sling it. Who cares?
You just throw it, don't you, really far.
That's not that. I don't think you should throw.
But
snakes.
Karl, listen, don't worry. We're not asking you to get involved with snakes. We're just asking you now. You've done maths, you think?
Yeah.
Did no revision for that.
No.
Okay. English. Do you remember what it was? Did they ask you about Shakespeare? Did they ask you
I
about
can't
books?
remember, but I must have done it because I thought that was...
It was English language, not English literature, wasn't it? So it was
Was it
like
spelling and all that
So
stuff?
was it? No, was it like a comprehension? You read a passage and had to ask questions on it. Was it? Did you have
I
to
might
write a
not have
short
done English.
essay?
I don't know. I can't remember any of that.
Okay.
I did a science,
Okay. Physics or chemistry?
physics.
All right. Well done. And this is all you think?
You actually took that. You actually took physics GCSE. You think?
You're obliged to do a language, I think. Did you do French?
I did French for a bit,
I
but
don't think you are. I don't think you have to do a
I
language.
think you have at GCSE. I think you've got to.
Well, English quite good. I think that's his language he did.
I can't,
so you don't know about
I can't
language, history,
remember.
geography?
Just what you will find out, won't we?
Okay, but you just can't remember. I can't believe you can't remember turning up for these things because it's quite a big moment in people's lives. It is the thing that you've been working to all of your educational life.
On the day that the things came out, I was working at as a printer,
Okay,
and it was a really busy
A lot
day.
of spelling mistakes. That
it was
day,
a really
that
busy
paper,
day,
wasn't
so
it?
you're bound to forget.
Yeah,
your
yeah.
exams.
No, but I had to use gold ink that day, and it's.
And
I mean, you're
yeah,
not
yeah,
a printer,
yeah.
so you don't know. this.
No, that's the biggie, innit?
But it's tough. You've got to really get your rollers clean.
Karl, play a record, mate, and good luck with the exam results. Hopefully, we'll have them for you by next week.
PJ Harvey on XFM 104.9. the home of the classics.
Absolutely.
Classics.
Classics.
Oggy.
Oi, oi, oi.
Well, we were talking earlier about this, as this book, They Died Young, right? And there's all these theories about these people, like famous people that, aren't really dead. And I remember speaking to someone about this, okay? And they said to me, Bruce Lee is not dead, right? They said he's not dead, right? And I said, well, how do you know? He's going, no, it was a whole big thing by the Hong Kong government, and he's actually working as an undercover cop in Hong Kong,
I've
using his kung fu powers. Now,
no, apparently he faked his own death, Carl,
Yeah.
so that he could work undercover for the Hong Kong
Yeah.
police, infiltrating gangs, the triads, that sort of thing.
Now, my point is this: if you're going to use someone undercover in Hong Kong, right? You know, an undercover cop, I suggest using the most famous Chinaman of all time. That would
that's
be
a guarantee.
Yeah. So, you know, when he's taking away a gang, they're going, you look a bit like Bruce Lee. He's going, no, I don't know. See this moustache?
Looks a bit wonky.
Well, just take my word for it. I'm not Bruce Lee, all right? Well, all that stuff you did when you were punching us and kicking us and chopping, yes. But, I'm not.
Yeah. It does look a bit like the stuff in my film, in his films.
In his films, yeah.
But it's not.
It does
it's just
not.
coincidence.
No, yeah.
The thing is, though, I'm not sounding bad here, not trying to offend anyone, but they do all look the
Right!
same.
They do all look.
No.
No, I've not. No, you know, we're having a serious chat.
Right.
I'm not. You know, I'm not here to upset anyone.
Right.
And what I'm saying is, over here,
I'm so sorry.
no, I'm not. Yeah, but you know me. I'm not out to upset
Right.
anyone.
Right.
You're not a racialist.
No.
What do you mean? Are you saying
What I'm
Orient people
saying is-
all look alike?
Well,
Is-
look at the people over here, right?
Yeah.
With like you've got ginger
this-
people. You've got people with black hair. You've got people who are fat. People who are thin. But they're all so sort of fit, which isn't a bad thing. They all do that sort of thing in the park. They're all fit. It's a place where black hair. I mean, when they come here, they take pictures of people with ginger hair, don't they? Because they don't get them over there. That's what I'm saying. So calm down. Jeez.
So you're saying that Bruce Lee, the most famous Chinese movie star of all
They
time,
can't tell him apart.
other triad members would. How are they? I mean, how are they going about the business at all? I mean,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, how would they even realise that was the guy?
What do they have to do? Wear numbers in, you know, because there's a billion
No, but
of them.
when you know them, then you know.
So what? Oh, I see. They can tell each other apart, can they? Well, they got signals. This is amazing, isn't
That's
it?
how he got away with it.
Simon, which one are you? Just raise your hand, Simon. Yep. Chang, which one's Chang? Chang, good. Yeah.
Oh, it must be murder, mustn't it? Just
That can be the only.
people going into the wrong houses all the time, getting off with their mates' wives.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It must be a nightmare.
It must be a nightmare. Please don't complain. He doesn't know what he's doing. So I'm really sorry to anyone that's he honestly does not know what he's saying. XFM 104.9.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
Go on.
I don't think I am offending anyone.
Okay, fine. That's all right then.
And you know that I wouldn't want to do that.
No, I know you don't.
Before
I know.
I would have swore
Oh, I
on the
know.
radio. I said, right, if you got kids in the car, turn your radio down.
So before you make any potentially racist remarks, just point out if you are listening and you might be Oriental.
Yeah.
Please don't take offence.
Or go. Oh.
You know what I mean. So
Yeah.
go on then. So what was this other dead person? Who's not...
Carl, play a record. Ricky's having a heart attack. We'll come back.
The music of tomorrow is here.
XFM.
Well, the music of tomorrow is here.
That's true enough.
Yeah.
XFM
Must have been some sort of muck up with the post.
Rick, a lot of the times when I've played Hip Hop Hooray, my hip hop track of the week,
Yeah.
you've sort of scoffed, you've thought that maybe I don't have credibility amongst the hip hop fraternity.
No, it's just the way you dance.
Well,
It's merely the way you dance that worries me. Because people can't see it, really. And it's sort of like... Imagine if Mr. Bean thought he was in D12. You know what I mean? It's that sort of... And I don't diss you. I mean, I know you're a hip-hop appreciator. You know,
I wouldn't expect you to diss me. I'm a black queen. But the point is that I just... there's a little something that Carl's got on tape for you that I think might change your opinion of my whole hip-hop credibility.
Oh, no.
Now, I've told you in the past...
It's not
you know,
a videotape, is it?
Not at all, not at all. Actually, Carl, just play it, just play it.
Yo, 1 2 1 2. We are the Dilated Peoples, chilling on Hip Hop Parade.
That's right.
With Steve Merchant, y'all. XFM 104.9. LA to London, Dilated People expanding them
all day.
Now,
who got that?
how about
You did that, Carl?
No, it was just when I was hanging out with my homies.
No, you did it. Did they come in the week?
They were in the week, I think, and somebody got them to do it for him.
No, that was when I was just hanging in the crib with them. Yeah, no.
That's very nice.
And the guys just laid down some beats for me.
Yeah,
you know, just laid down some vocals, and I gave them max respect for it. You know, and the place was mad deep with girls at the time.
I assume you're going to play Dilated Peoples this week, then.
Well, maybe.
Yeah,
let's play it, Carl.
That's very good.
Merchant, y'all. XFM 104.9. LA to London, Dilated People expanding them.
Respect, guys. Cheers very much. Out of here. Yeah, guys, just maxing there. Lovely. Good to hear from them. Good to hear from the boys. I'll probably be heading over to LA, NYPD, and just you know, chilling with them.
I'd love them to meet you.
You're having a laugh.
I'd love them to meet you.
We would hang out. I know all the jive.
It's like a thing they do on MTV or something, like Being Dilated Peoples, and they come in, they make us three look like a rap group. Wouldn't that be great?
Listen, I told you before, I've always remembered the words of Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yeah.
Bitch is a bitch and a hoe's a hoe, but if a man be acting like a bitch, he's a bitch-ass homie. All right? Those are the words from the street.
I would. It'd be like you two had won a competition or something. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
I just don't think you can believe it that I'd just be hanging out, you know, with
like
in the crib.
People of courage, and you get a chance to meet your favourite. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Listen, we were talking earlier about the fact that Bruce Lee, and it's a well-known fact, he faked his own death so he could continue his undercover police work, as opposed to being
because no one would, he doesn't look different to anyone else.
But I was talking to someone as well recently who utterly convinced, and you get this quite a lot, don't you, especially Americans, that Elvis Presley's still alive.
Yeah.
And I think, wasn't there some statistic, like more people believed Elvis was alive than believed evolution? Was that right?
Yes.
Something like that?
No. No, it's something worse than that. It could be something.
It was something like that. It's something like, I don't know, it's something like 42% of Americans
Yeah.
believe that Elvis Presley has faked his own death and is still alive, right?
Yeah.
And there's this whole book that's been written about it, because, Carl, you might be interested in this. I know you're always fascinated by things that have been written down and therefore a gospel.
Yeah.
And that
you don't have to revise yourself. You just learn off Ian Wright. Yeah.
But apparently, the reason that Elvis is still alive is that there's a number of sort of pieces of evidence. One is that none of his family could agree which colour pyjamas he was wearing when he died. That's evidence, apparently. Apparently, you know, he was an honorary member of the FBI. Well, apparently his signature appears on FBI documents well into the 80s, long after he should have died. Apparently no one can agree. There was sums of money that only...
Yeah, a lot of fat people in dungarees have seen him.
Yeah. There's a number of sums of money which apparently only he could have given authority to have transferred to other bank accounts. They've moved. Yeah. So this is all evidence that Elvis is still alive. And a lot of people... I was talking to this guy and he was saying, yeah, well, of course, the thing is, the pressures of fame were too much for him, that he faked his own death so that he no longer had to be this huge icon. You know, he could live an ordinary life. And my query has always been this. If Elvis faked his own death, do you think the method he'd have chosen is to have shat himself to death whilst on the toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah, but because he picked that, nobody will doubt it.
Right. So Elvis went to the FBI.
Yeah.
What do you make of it?
Well, exactly. So what we're saying, Carl, is that there was lots of methods open to him. You know what I mean? It's all like, he didn't go to his secret reason and go, oh, I'm fed up. I want to fake my own death. You know what I mean? And they go, yeah.
Yeah. What methods have you got?
I like to be found, shit myself down the toilet.
You like to do what?
I want to be a big fat motherfucker on the toilet, just shitting myself to death.
Right.
On my ankles.
Elvis is a good idea. I'm just wondering if there's maybe something a little bit more glamorous for you to fake your death. I mean, you could take a bullet for the president.
What, and shit all over him? Just shit?
No, we know crap at all.
No,
you just take a bullet for him, or you could...
There has to be shit involved.
Why has there got to be...
There has to be shit involved.
Why has there got to be crap
I want
involved?
this way. Make it happen. Yeah, it's probably Carl, head in hand, look. Yeah. He's worried about the things we say.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We haven't offended 1.2 billion people.
Yeah, a fifth of the planet.
So, Carl, what do you make of it then? Are you convinced Elvis is still alive?
Am I getting him mixed up with someone else?
Because all Elvis, all Elvises look alike.
Because...
that is true. A lot of Elvises do look alike. That's safe.
On his gravestone, didn't they get his name wrong? Or is that his brother?
Who's his brother?
Aaron.
That's his middle name.
Yeah. You're not an Elvis kind of expert, are you?
Hold on, wasn't Elvis one of a twin that died?
That died, and I'm sure they got his name wrong on a grave or something. Oh, I don't know.
But that's consequently that's proof he's still alive.
No, the thing with the still alive thing, like I say, he picked that awkward death because nobody would be saying, hang on a minute, going round upsetting the family, wanting to talk about it because they'd be embarrassed to be saying, he was found sort of in a pile of mess.
Weighing 25 stone.
Yeah. So...
Because you notice he also expanded to a huge size as well, so he was just a huge fat blob of a man. He also did that to add, extra...
To the glamour.
I don't quite understand all these people who fake the deaths, because...
Well, a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't, Carl. This is what, in a roundabout way, we're saying. We're saying that a lot of people that say people fake that they didn't,
who
like
else?
Bruce Lee
Who else has said
and James Dean and Elvis Presley, we're saying they didn't fake their deaths.
He did die, didn't he? His head come off, didn't it?
Thank God.
Who's this?
James Dean?
His head came off.
There is a light that never goes out. The Smiths, XFM 104.9. Nearly through.
Absolutely.
2 hours of chat, great music.
Bloody good music.
Carl.
Of course.
Speaking
it's been fun.
before he thinks. By the way, when he was talking about Mowgli, he was going to talk about Mowgli and you said, oh, what are the gremlins called?
Yeah.
Were you thinking of, Mogwai.
Yeah, but they were still...
Fair,
they were
called
gremlins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you're thinking. I know, to be fair.
But my girlfriend won't be listening now, so she'll still think I'm a bit daft.
Why would she ever think that? How long have you been going out with her?
About 8 years.
Well then, why would she ever think you're daft? That's the only stupid thing you've ever said, the Mogwai thing. Why would she ever think she's going out with a, to be honest, a retard?
I think it's a very beautiful relationship you must have, because it's odd. She's a professional journalist or whatever.
Yeah.
And she works for, is it Radio 5 or something?
BBC Sport.
BBC Sport.
TV.
And you're a man who never even got
her
your exam
English
results.
quite good. Is English quite good? Her?
Really good.
Yeah.
So.
And did she do her exams?
Yeah, she's quite bright.
Sure. So what do you bring to the relationship?
I think take the pressure off her.
Take the pressure off her to do what?
Like when she's had a stressful day and she comes home and talks to me, I think...
Yeah.
You would relax me, and that's the truth. I honestly, if Carl, he can just go, wow, it's alright. Do you know what I mean? He don't get stressed. He sits in his little booth in there, he doesn't talk to anyone, his little sound booth all the week. And you're in your own little world, aren't you?
Well, it's interesting because I wonder sometimes what your aspirations are. I was thinking this, I was watching a repeat of Family Fortunes on Challenge TV last night. And it was sort of mid-80s one, and I don't know if it's still the case, but it was the aspirations of the contestants. Were so kind of, it was like, and what's your hobby? Well, like to go out when it's nice weather and stay in when it's not.
If you win £2,000, you'd probably be going out when it's nice, can't you? Yeah.
And she was like, well, and I sometimes like to watch TV. And I was thinking, wow, man, you've really got some incredible dreams. It's just like that. You're just waiting to die, aren't you? That's
what
all
I feel sorry for, right? Two things. In like Stars in Their Eyes, and you get a little fellow, and he's gutting fish in some sort of factory in Bolton, and he comes on, and he does, something like Bobby Darin, okay, and Matthew Kelly comes out after and goes, well, I don't think you'll be going back to the fish factory. You will.
You will be going back.
You will.
Straight back,
yeah.
mate.
Yeah.
Let's think of all the Stars in Their Eyes stars.
Don't wind him up, Kelly, because that's a nasty thing to do.
I'm trying to think of all the Stars in Their Eyes contestants that have gone on to great things.
What happened to that little fella that looked like the little Alsatian puppy that did Christa Burr? He looks a bit like Christa Burr. He looked like he had problems.
Well, now what was it? Is Ian Moore his name was?
He was...
well, it's interesting. My friend bought me as an ironic gift for my birthday. He bought me the live video of Ian Moore. You'll be pleased to know that Lady in Red was on there, among a number of other hits. But it was brilliant. It had a picture of Ian on the front. It said, Ian Moore, naturally.
His jacket was too big for him as well.
Of course. It was ludicrous. But I don't know if that meant Ian Moore, naturally, like we all know who this guy is. It's Ian Moore.
Yeah.
Or was it Ian Moore, he's no longer being Christa Burr, he's just natural.
What did he sound like when he wasn't being Christa Burr?
Christa Burr.
Did he really? Because he met him, didn't he? He met.
Yeah. Well, I think Christopher couldn't wait to get back on the telly.
Well, the thing is, I think Ian Moore is actually earning more than Christopher now. I think
They could have got Christopher on there.
Yeah,
as a contestant.
you can get Christopher for £1,000, but Ian Moore's going up for £1,200 now, just a PA to a DAT. But he does Lady Man. He does all the hits. He does Don't Pay the Ferryman.
Yeah.
Don't even set a price. Does all those.
Interestingly, I saw him interviewed once, and Lady in Red's not his favourite song.
You're joking.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
But he was only going to play that if it was the fat ginger Sarah Ferguson.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was only if she was wearing some red.
He was only going to play that when?
Well, it was a live thing, and he was only going to play that if she was wearing red or something.
Right.
Didn't
That's
her
beautiful.
freckles count?
That's beautiful.
No, so luckily she had a red. That must have clashed with her a bit.
Yeah.
A red scarf on her face.
And the highlights in your hair that catch the light.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful lyric.
Never seen you looking so lovely as did. The thing is, right, he misses a rhyme there. He goes, when I ask you to dance, looking for a little romance. Now he could have said dance, couldn't he?
I met a man once in a bar. I was talking to him for some reason. I was annoyed by him. I was wound up by him, and I said that I'd written Lady in Red, and I never got any money for it because I found out he was like a music lawyer, and he went, "Well, give me a call. I'll investigate that." And he was actually going to do it for me. I love the idea of that. Just
Why did you say that?
really bored, and I didn't like him much, and I thought that was.
Why did you choose Lady in Red though?
Because I think I was singing it with a friend of mine, and he came over and went, "Oh, good voice," and I went, "Yeah, I wrote this."
What pub is this?
It was North.
Is it?
Yeah. Never seen looking so lovely as you did tonight. So, anyway, that's enough of my Christopher anecdotes.
Yeah.
That's very much the end of the show.
And it is. It's been a great shit and coffee and horrible gunk.
In his hair, or?
No, in in the inside of the bin.
Sure.
But what annoyed me is he's hardly got any hair.
Let's be honest, he looks like Moby.
Yeah, so I said, I took the bin off.
Yeah.
And I was having a laugh, and I thought,
You've ruined my fun, is what
Do you know
you
what I mean? I said, what's your hair? I said, we could do that now in 30 seconds.
Yes.
And he looked at me like I was in the wrong.
I know. Rick, that annoys me about him.
I know.
That doesn't annoy me about him. But otherwise, he's like childlike.
Yeah,
you know, in so
he's
many other
great.
ways. He doesn't understand that he's hurting your emotions and your feelings.
But also, right, we were playing football, so I can't play football, right? And so we were playing
Was that
football.
just in the office, or?
Yeah, just in the office before he came, right? And we were sort of kicking it back and forth, and I started kicking it a bit hard. And but he was quite good. I said, this is great, right? And we finished anyway, because we thought we'd break something. And I went, I bet you were quite good at football, weren't you? And I actually thought he looked like quite a natural, I thought he'd be good, he's from the north, and I thought that's all he'd have.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
And he went, I said, I suppose you're quite good at football. And he turned, the quickest flash, and went, I've scored once. Right? He said, and that's because I was being chased by a bee. And I went, save it.
Yeah.
He went, no, I said, please save it, because I want to tell Steve that. No, you can continue now.
Please tell us the rest of the story. You've scored a goal once because you're being chased by a bee.
Yeah, you've done it now, really. I was on the...
There must be more to that story, Cayman.
I was in the school team. I wasn't that good as a kid at football, to be honest. Mainly down to... I think it's because of my dad. My dad wasn't into football.
Right.
And I think that's the way it works, isn't it? If your dad's into it, then you could be a footballer when you're older.
Sure.
Yep.
Because you're into it. And so I was in the school team because I got on with the other lads. They let me in the team.
Popular guy, yeah.
Sure.
And... yeah, I was stood there doing nothing because I didn't really know what to do. I never knew which way I was meant to be shooting.
Yeah.
Got all that messed up.
Yeah, that is a
I just stood there, right, and with my hands behind my back, and something landed on me on like this part of my thumb.
You can't just point. It's radio.
It's this bit here.
Right. Yeah.
The
base of
fleshy
your
bit.
thumb.
The fleshy bit of the
Fleshy
thumb.
thumb.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, what's that? And I looked down, and
It
it
was
was a
a
bee.
thumb. Oh, it was a bee, yeah.
It was a bee on me. So I start running,
Yeah.
try to get away from it, and bees. Actually, something interesting about bees: more chance of getting stung by a bee in windy weather than any other sort of weather.
That's incredible.
Anyway, so I'm running away.
And he said there was no more.
Extraordinary. I've already learned many things. You're being chased by the bee. It's
So
windy.
I'm running.
It's on your thumb. Is it still on your thumb now?
It's sort of gripping onto me like a stag beetle.
Clever.
I love it. Oh,
Or a bee.
yeah.
So I'm running, and I'm running towards like the goal.
Yeah.
Oh God! And the ball comes to me.
Yes.
Wallop, get it in.
Brilliant. What happened to the bee there? Did it sting you?
They die, don't they?
I mean, ultimately it died, sure, but at that particular moment, did it sting you?
This was probably about 20 years ago, so I imagine.
No. Once a bee stings
So
you,
did
that's
it sting you?
Yeah, but did it sting you?
Yeah.
Right, that was the question.
When did it sting you?
When I was playing football.
No.
Carl, do you want me asking, you say you're on the school football team. Was there just 11 boys at your school? Was that how you got in the squad?
Listen, Carl. All I mean is, at what point in this story did the bee sting you? Straight away?
After half time.
Play a record, man.
Oh, he's the best! Depeche Mode, I Feel Loved, on XFM 104.9. It's about 17 minutes past 1 on this Saturday.
Go on.
Will never interrupt me when it's going that well.
Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking there.
That was my record. That was about 4 or 5 sentences.
True.
They
I don't
had
know what I was thinking.
semantics, syntax, there was capital letters, full stops, grammar,
You
everything.
didn't even get the time out, did you? What
Why?
time was it? Quick, what time was it? I interrupted,
17
sorry, I
minutes
should have.
past.
I was so eager.
1. XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais. With me,
Steve
Smirch,
Merchant. Smirch.
and the K-Man.
The K-Man. We're all giving ourselves nicknames now.
Yeah.
Can I just clear something up? This is only a very, very personal thing. Lots of people who listen to the show that I've spoken to, friends of friends and stuff, they think that I'm the guy that plays Gareth in The Office. Because my voice is obviously very similar.
It couldn't be further than the truth.
That's so not the case. If anyone's listening, they think
be
it's
further
me.
than the truth. It
I
could be
don't
like
want
a
to take
table
credit
playing
for
it.
Mackenzie's performance. That's a guy called Mackenzie
No.
Crook. He's a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen his performance. It's not me. Admittedly, he has loosely based his accent for the character on my accent, because obviously it's a comical accent. We all admit that.
Yeah.
We'll agree with that. But that's it. That's where the similarity ends.
Yeah.
All
Mackenzie's
right.
a good-looking fellow, isn't he?
He's a good-looking lad.
I mean, that's not
You're not
a
digging me. I know,
No.
because you're saying I'm a good-looking guy as well. You're just
You're-
saying we're two differently good-looking guys.
Yeah, Carl, it's all people are all different looks. I mean, you could say Brad Pitt's good looking, but then you could say George Clooney's good looking, and they're both great looking blokes. They don't look alike.
Exactly.
So for me to say Steve and Mackenzie aren't alike, Mackenzie's a good looking fella.
Exactly.
You know,
just mean
if you
that-
look
you
at
just
the
said I'm
Venn
a good-looking guy in a
diagram
different
there, they weren't mutually exclusive. There would be a crossover of good lookingness.
Yeah,
and
I'm
that'd
in
be
that pool with Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Wow.
Well, it's quite a big pool, Rick, and I'm in there, certainly with them.
Yeah, not. Yeah,
I mean, I'm in one of those Venn diagram circles.
you are. Yeah, you're over this one. See what's in there?
I noticed that's a separate one, floating off from all the others.
Yeah, lizards and parrots.
Ah, right.
Okay,
right.
so
it's good to be included in something, though. It's good to be part of a gang, Carl. That's very important.
Yeah.
And if that's cleared up,
Depeche Mode there, and I Feel Loved. Who'd have thought Depeche Mode would have been that huge? I think I'm seeing those little lads from Basildon with little plinky plonky sound. I thought that'd be it. They'd be like Visage or something. That'd be it. And now they're stadium rock fillers. They're huge. They conquered America. He went through some hard times. He came out the other way, and well done.
but see, I think what you just said there is a very good example of why they are and why certain other bands aren't. Because if you think about it, for me, you see, whenever I think of a band name, if I see a new band's come along or whatever, I always use a very simple test, which is, can you imagine that you're the announcer at a huge event? Maybe it's like broadcasting around the world, like Live Aid or
Nelson
something.
Mandela
Or it's a
concert.
Nelson Mandela Freedom concert.
Yeah.
And you can imagine someone
He's there. He's there.
Nelson's there.
Yeah,
Everyone's
with the
there.
Spice Girls.
Oh, they're all there. But you can imagine someone saying, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
Ladies and
The
gentlemen,
Rolling Stones. The Who.
Exactly. But you can't imagine someone saying, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Visage.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome our headline act? Welcome Idlewild.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Ned's Atomic Dustbin. It doesn't... Do you know what I mean? You just know.
The Levelers.
Some bands aren't going to make it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mega City 4. You know what I mean? It's
So it's a simple test. We'd like you to do that at
if
home.
you're thinking of starting a band, or you've just named your band, you're just beginning, just phone in, tell us, or email in, tell us what your band name is, and we will use that simple test.
And we will do the test. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage
the Franken Walters.
Jimmy Eat World.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Cooper Temple Claws. I don't think it's going to happen for those lads.
Here's a good
It's
one.
a simple test, anyway. But
100 reasons, please welcome to the stage. 100 reasons.
100 reasons, I think, would work quite well. I'm just going to give the email address, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Reasons, if I could.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage, Pop Will Eat Itself. Carl, have you got like a sound effect or something of like, get the atmosphere
Cheering.
if we're going to test?
Cheering. We'll seek it out with.
Have you got something there? Have a look on there. I'm just looking in the NME for the kind of forthcoming gigs of the smaller known bands, and it might be a useful place to just begin the
Ladies
test.
and gentlemen, peoples around the world, will you please welcome to the stage Chumba Awumba?
Have you got a sound effect? We got one. Nice, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage the Parkinsons? They're playing in Leicester this week, so I look forward to
That's
them.
a good plug, isn't it?
Let me see who else.
If anyone wants to pop down to Leicester to see the Parkinsons.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Cyclefly.
Okay.
Oh, there's a genuine one here. This is someone. Simon's emailed, and he says, "Will you just test this name for us, Carl? If you can, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage Coach?" Not utterly convinced.
No,
it's not too
no.
bad. It's not.
I'm worried about the sound effect. We start to sound like Chris Moyles or something. When we play a sound
He's a
effect.
top broadcaster. Everyone loves him.
Losing weight as well.
He is hilarious. funny man. Just there's one more coming here. I'll just check this one.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome, this is Chris in Oxford, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, meanwhile back in communist Russia.
Is that a band?
I assume so.
I assume it's his band,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Well, how does he listen to us in, hold on though, this is only local radio. How does he listen to us in Oxford?
Well, if only there was some kind of digital format that he could listen via the web net.
What is
Carl,
it?
What is
Can do that.
What is it?
What?
How does he listen in Oxford?
You can listen on Sky Digital.
Go on.
Channel 864.
Lovely.
864. Yeah.
And
On the
on the
internet?
web.
Yeah.
Okay, what would that web address be?
xfm.co.uk.
Sure.
Click on the audio,
Yep.
and you get XFM 10 seconds behind it actually happened.
Perfect.
Just out of interest, what's the point of saying that if they can't sort of get us in London to listen to that, because they won't be, unless they're either in London, so they won't go through this nonsense, or they're in Leicester and they can't hear us saying Sky Digital.
Yeah, we haven't thought that through at all.
And
Because you might work in London for a bit and then have
go back and spread the word.
and leave,
Go back and spread the word. Disciples.
move back to Leicester,
Yeah.
tell your mates.
Yeah. Soon,
any number of combinations.
Soon, XFM is the most listened to radio station in Britain.
Yeah.
What we need is people on Radio 2 to give it a plug every day.
That'd be ideal.
Yeah, or Radio 1.
Yeah. Any of the big rivals. Virgin. I
Yeah.
mean, we've often plugged Virgin. It's a good station.
105.8 Virgin Radio London.
It's a great station. Really good station.
Hard 106.2.
Lovely.
You're listening to Magic 105.4.
Are you're getting quite a lot of voiceover work now, aren't you?
I am. Yeah.
That's not.
I've stopped all that though.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's all right. It was
You know.
good.
Well, I'm all right now. I've got a bit of money.
Classic 60s bands. I've just suddenly. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage The Scaffold?
Oh, the Scaffold.
Do you remember the Scaffold, Tom?
You picked the lead singer looks a bit like him. But you know whose brother that is in the Scaffold, don't you? Mike McGear. Do you know whose brother that is?
What?
Do you remember the
The
Scaffold? They did,
Scaffold. Yeah, I remember
we'll
the
drink a drink, to Lily the Pink, the
And
Pink, the
didn't they
Pink,
do
the
that
Pink, oh,
with the Roses
human
advert as well?
Yeah, thank you very much for the entry, Ian. Do you know whose brother that is?
Whose brother? The lead singer?
No, the Mike McGear in it. Sort of one of the main men in it.
He's one of the songwriters in
Yeah. No,
The
I don't.
Scaffold.
Paul McCartney.
You're
Is he?
joking.
Yeah,
I didn't realise that.
yeah, that's Paul McCartney's brother. Think of that when they go home for Christmas. So I think Lily the Pink was what, about 1970?
Yeah. It was number one, wasn't it? Christmas
Yeah,
number one.
yeah, big number one, yeah. I don't know if it was Christmas number one. Two Little Boys was 1969, last...
No, it definitely was number one.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was
The Scaffold
Christmas
was.
number one.
It was, because I remember I did it in
Really?
cinemas, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they go home at Christmas and Mrs. McCartney goes, all right, boys, how are you, Paul? How are you doing? I'm just starting a new band called Wings. Yeah, oh, yeah, so this is Linda. All right, Dove, yeah, sit down. Mike, what are you doing? Just had a number one. Brilliant, round of applause. How many number ones do you have, Paul? 19. Still. We know what we like, don't we?
We'll drink, the human race.
Paul goes, wow, if you want to. The long and winding...
Boring. We'll drink,
Wow.
Linda, do you want to be in The Scaffold? We're probably going to go on tour and stuff. I know you love it. Well, I quite like it. Yeah, we'll drink.
Well,
What's it called?
you're not going to be in Wings if you're going to play with him.
Well, I got make a tricky decision. I mean, that's a great song.
What are you
Everyone's
doing?
loving it. It's
What are you-
Christmas number one.
What are you doing eating his bacon?
Well, I love
you
it.
don't
He's-
You don't eat bacon.
Yeah, but I love the music. He's a great
Stop
guy.
it. What are you doing?
Well, I just, I love the music. We'll
can't
drink,
believe it.
to Lily the Pink,
No.
No, you don't.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so... Oh, shut
Thank you very much for that.
Ain't tree iron.
Imagine that, because imagine how different going, well, you've had 19 number ones. I mean, you know, it can be a matter of time. Yeah, if things stay like this with the scaffold, I'm going to rule the 70s.
Yeah, if things that carry on going like they're going now, the scaffold. Ladies and gentlemen, please
welcome to the stage, Beck.
Oh, nice one. Dandy Warhols. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Dandy Warhols.
There you are, it's never going to
That sounds like Levellers crossed with Wonder Stuff.
Rubbish, isn't it, really? I mean, well, you know, it's fine, it's chirpy.
It's a nice old song, but it's just, you know, it's not...
It's that thing of it's just not essential. You just don't really need it in your life. If it never occurred, you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you know what Carl just said?
Go on.
Were you listening?
Not really.
He looked out the window, and he looked at me, and he was looking at me, and I looked over at him, and he said, see, now's... That would be good to die now. Like, what? He went, that weather, that would be good to die. And I said, of what? He went, old age.
Yeah.
What's going on up there?
He's a philosopher, Rick.
He is,
He's on a different plane to us.
Just say it like that. The other week, I came in when it was really miserable, and I said to you, God, can you imagine dying today?
Yeah.
Because
whereas today you feel it would be a much better day to die because it's bright.
The curtains open, sun shining. It's like...
I mean, you'd still be a bit angsty about the dying thing, wouldn't you? I mean, I don't suppose that would be alleviated.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll still be broadcasting, you know, when one of us reaches that happy moment, and we can check.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot of emails, Rick, coming in about band names. I think a lot of people are going wrong for a simple reason. They think it's funny to have an ironic band name.
Yeah.
They think it's a bit comical. And I just don't think there's any great bands that have had a comical name that have made it into stadium filling.
What was that band? Where's Me Jumper? What were they called?
I don't know what they were called. I mean, the obvious example of one that was never going to make it internationally.
Splodgeness Abounds? Splodgeness Abounds?
No.
I like that now.
Splodgeness Abounds?
Splodgeness Abounds, they were great.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Carter the Unstoppable Sex Machine!
USM.
These are some of the ones we've had emailed in. These are bands, obviously, that haven't made it so far, and I don't think they will. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage The Lazy Birds. Nope.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage The Paperclips.
That's not a real band.
That's what someone sent in.
I know, but no band name is weirder than the others, and also you grow into it. I mean, the Stones and the Beatles are iconic because they are iconic bands.
What you think you'll grow into? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shuttle Rock. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Treehouse Casino. I don't think they're gonna...
That's just made up!
Well, possibly.
Well, they all are,
but they
obviously.
But my point is, people say there's no logic to band names, but if you think a band name like the Smiths, that's genius.
It
sums up everything that band is about, you know, the kind of... They're capturing that mediocre world of grim up northness, you know.
My favourite, Sonic Youth.
Sonic Youth is genius.
Nirvana.
These are incredible band names, so there is some logic to it.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe it. It's not just arbitrary words.
What about
The Cure. The Cure.
Madness sounds rubbish, but they're good, aren't they?
Yeah, but again, they were never going to be... They were never going to be world beaters.
But they were a comical band, essentially.
Yeah,
they were a knees-up party band, and Madness is fine for that.
But they had some great songs as well, and then it sort of turned it all, because then...
I mean, Rick, I don't know how many members...
Not Home Today is a great song, and
this is from an email. I don't know how many members of the band there are in Chimney Factory, but if there's 5 people, who decided? Had they all agreed? Yeah, that's the best name we can come up with.
Decided? Dell.
Right.
Well, he started the band, and they rehearsed round his house, so Dale went, look, it's called Chimney Factory, because my granny used to it. They go, alright, Dale, but it's not, I've got some other, but no, it's called Chimney Factory.
I own the van and the amps.
There's Paperclips gone, there's a band in Leicester called Paperclips. We can't, we'd just argue over that forever.
And all I'm saying is think before you name your band, alright? Because it's never going to happen if you've got a comical band name.
There was a feminist band called Clitoris All Sorts, which is quite good, isn't it?
But you laugh, and then you just think, oh...
Yeah.
You know, I'm never going to have that on my T-shirt. Imagine that. Clitoris All Sorts.
It's that time of the day now, talking of that.
Yep.
Song for the Lovers.
Sure, it's beautiful.
Now, Steve, I mean, I will play great old tunes till the cows come home. We got to give them a little bit of Dandy Warhols and Air and Athlete. I know that, and they're great, they're good, right? But, I wanted to play a Cat Stevens song, but I thought I'd better not, because I've, play that a little bit. And we quite like resurrecting old reputations, don't we? People like Elton John who had bad faces, or David Bowie.
People whose names now are largely laughed at in the serious rock
or people
circles.
that people might not have considered. I thought Cat Stevens, oh no, Rod Stewart, I thought.
Was he Rod Stewart? Many people now are thinking of the leopard hot pants and the ludicrous hair.
Think I'm Sexy and all those sort of awful stadium sort of disco things, but he wrote beautiful tracks from Maggie May and I thought, hold on, 2 birds with 1 stone. What about a Rod Stewart song? written by Cat Stevens.
Wow. Is there such a thing?
The first cut is the deepest.
Let's hear it, Rick.
On this album as well is The Killing of George. Georgie Part 1 and 2, remember? About the gay bloke. Georgie Boy was gay, I guess. His favourite song. Carl's favourite song, right?
Brilliant.
And I was going, oh yeah, I remember that, yeah. I said about, and I said, did not intend to take his life, he just pushed it when he gets mugged and killed. Do you know what he said?
Go on.
I was sitting outside, I was singing, he went, well, as I said, they go out too late.
They go out too late?
He meant gay people go out too late. He went, no, they do. I went, what do you mean? He said, well, they're always out, they go out when people are coming home. He said, if he'd have been in bed by 10, he'd still be alive today.
That's a sobering lesson,
And he went,
Carl.
there's one that works here and he's shattered every Monday.
Oh, if you're gay and you're listening, just be in bed earlier. Go out when sensible people go out.
Yeah.
You're right, we're not on the continent, Carl, is your point?
If you're gay and you're not in bed by 10, go home.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
First cut is the deepest, Rod Stewart.
Song for the night.
Don't Be Lying, XFM, 104.9, 5 to 2.
Absolutely.
Ricky Gervais with me,
Steve
Merchant. Smirch.
Smirch.
The Smirch.
The Smirch.
And the K-Man. KP, Karl Pilkington, the K-Man.
Pressing the buttons.
Yeah. See that in Heat this week?
What was it?
About the campaign to stop Karl going back to Manchester. You know, because he's a miserable sort of northerner who goes, London's crap and I want to go back up north.
Yeah.
And I only need 40 quid a week to live up there like King and all that sort of
Yes.
rubbish. Right, well, Boyd from Heat, well, we met him at the, that award ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
And we were saying about, oh yeah, he really enjoys Karl. He's getting a lot of people
love
like
him, people love
Karl.
him.
And I was going, oh yeah, but he's thinking of leaving. He was going, oh, start a campaign. And he did, and he put it in there. So the campaign, so write in if you like Karl. If you think he's really annoying, then we'll stop talking to him.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like him.
I love him.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the White Van Man column in The Sun, Carl?
I've seen it,
Have you
yeah.
familiar with this? This is where every day in The Sun they interview a guy who drives a white van, just, you know, in order to get the kind of voice of the man on the street in the paper. And he has to answer, or just give his opinions, really, on events that have made the news each week. Just thought we could maybe throw some of these at you, Carl.
Go on then.
Because we know to see what your views are.
Yeah.
So, just the first thing that comes into your mind, the sort of, your initial reaction to each
It's
of these.
top all these, but you don't need to know about them. It's just your philosophy on it.
Yeah,
so
just your views.
You know, yeah.
I have had a few days off this week, remember, so I don't know what's going on in the world.
Yeah, I mean, you stayed in London, though, didn't you?
Yeah,
You didn't bury yourself, did you?
I normally see the news, but I didn't this week.
Okay. So, what was your view on Will Young beating Gareth Gates in the final of Pop Idol?
Don't like him. You know what I was thinking about when I was watching it all the way through?
Yeah.
How he looks like he's got a wire coat hanger in his gob. That sort of...
Right.
Again, it's radio, Carl.
Radio.
It's a great
So
face.
The funny face you're pulling doesn't
Yeah,
really translate.
and, a radio.
And that's a problem for you, is it?
And just the way he's from a really rich family. I opened up the paper on the Monday or something, and it had like how he went to a posh school and he's got loads of money already.
Yeah.
It's just a bit...
Okay. Right, now, what's
Okay.
the second
All right.
question?
There have been huge rises in street crime, especially muggings and carjackings. What's your view there?
More youth clubs are needed, aren't there?
You think more youth clubs?
I like that.
No? Okay.
No, I like that because it's so 1950s.
Yeah,
it's sort of like you want a bobby on the beat that'll clip
Yeah.
you around the ear.
So once they've come
Is
out of
it-
national service...
Yeah. No, I love that. And if you find someone smoking a wood bomb, you make them smoke 50.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is great. That is great.
Did you used to go to youth clubs?
Yeah.
And they kept you out of trouble?
You used to get into a fight afterwards when
Sure.
you came out.
But for the sort of hour and a half you were
Alright,
there?
You had a bit of pool and some boxing and a bit of pop.
Yeah.
So more youth clubs, that's good.
I love him. I love him. If you're at home, just make notes because this is brilliant stuff. Honestly, you won't hear more honest, from the heart
Exactly,
stuff
opinions.
than this. This is great. Go on.
This is not pre-planned. These are your direct responses now. as you hear these.
I promise you, Carl did not know what we were going to do. He never knows what we're going to do, and he always answers honestly. That is the beauty of Carl.
What is
it's
your
not
view-
an act.
What is your view, Carl, on New York's former mayor becoming Sir Rudy Giuliani? Sir Rudy Giuliani.
Is he happy with it?
He appears to be pleased with it.
Let it go ahead.
Fair enough. Okay.
Go ahead. Oh, he's genius.
Okay.
Is he happy with it? He's like your nan.
Yeah, yeah.
Is-
What do you make of Michael Greco's character Beppe being axed from EastEnders? Problem for you?
The whole soap thing. What's it's back in Coronation Street, isn't she? what's her name?
Who? Bet.
Lynn's. She thought she'd go off and be a bigger star.
Yeah.
All went wrong, and now she's coming back.
Yeah. Always happens, doesn't it?
Peppy will be back.
Yeah.
No one really cares.
Sure.
What was the van reply? What was the guy?
The White Van Man says, obviously they feel the character has run his course, but I think he's a pretty good actor and I can't understand why. So, I mean, obviously there's a White Van Man there who's also got an opinion on script development.
The through line,
the narrative through line of soap opera.
The 12-week narrative, the arc really showed itself up.
The two last ones I want your opinion on here. What do you make of a cat that's been cloned in a secret 2.5 million research project?
To find out what?
If they can clone cats, yeah.
Have they had to hurt it?
Sorry?
Have they had to sort of hurt it to do that?
Have they had to hurt it?
Yeah, or is it just scraping its tongue for some stuff?
I think the cat's fine. The point is that they're cloning another creature, which is potentially very dangerous. Have you seen that film where they bring Hitler back?
That cat. What if that cat turned out to be a world dictator?
Exactly. What do you reckon of cloning generally, Carl? You concerned about it?
Well, I think they're cloning for organs. They grow them for the.
Do you know what cloning means?
Yeah, it's when you make something else that's the same, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to do any harm.
Okay. And and finally...
Was he on the World Council?
Yeah. Finally, what do you make of some city workers who were caught bonking in the glass lifts of the Lloyd's building?
What do I make of it?
Yeah. Is that a problem for you? Do you think that's unprofessional?
Was it the lunch break, or...?
I think it was lunch break.
It was their own...
All right.
It's their own time, I think, fair enough. It only takes 45 seconds to go from the bottom to the top. Is that a problem? They moved quickly. They acted, on instinct. You think fair enough? If that's their natural instincts and they're both consenting, you think fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks very much, Carl.
Thanks very much, Carl.
Carl, we'll have more of Carl's world-weary opinions next time on the show. Listen, I want to play a track that I love.
I can't wait for this track. It's by a great band. Just going to do it before Steve does this. Coming up, we're going to give away a great game. I'm sort of clearing out my flat with Tony, and then we've got a lot of junk there. And we're going to give away a great game coming up. You've seen it, Steve. You're excited.
I'm looking forward to that. It's a board game.
It's a board game that we're all going to sign. It's going to be signed by Gervais, Smirch, KP the K-Man. So you could win that.
The classic album Copper Blue by Sugar. Listening to it again recently, reminded how good it was. Yeah. This is the track Hoover Dam. Play it.
White Stripes, Fell in Love with a Girl on XFM 104.9. It's 2:10. Right, okay, that's the first hour out of the way. Next hour, Steve, I've got a game to give away. As I say, I'm sort of cleaning out my flat a little bit, and we were going to throw away stuff, and I went, whoa, don't throw that away.
Yeah.
I can give that away on the show, because XFM don't give us anything to give away.
No.
Does anyone care what happens weekends?
No.
There's people coming here going, he hasn't turned up, fiddling with stuff, fire alarms going off, the library... But we were looking for a track we played a couple of weeks ago on the same album, and it's gone.
Yeah, it's been pinched since we last played it.
This is I can't believe it, they're moving... That's like a tip out there, and I have to...
No, it is a disgrace, Carl.
It is. It is absolutely... It's disgusting.
How many of the DJs on this station have won multiple awards like Ricky Gervais?
Yeah. How
many of them are double award winning?
To have someone of my calibre. I hurt my ankle, didn't I? Moving a chair. I had to even move my own chair in here, and I hit my ankle. That'll teach me not to wear socks.
Yeah.
The socks would have just taken out the sting.
I think just walking around barefoot generally is kind of idea in London. There's the needles, Rick, there's all sorts of
stuff.
Or
that, Posh does it in her video, she walks around barefoot.
Oh, you love
My heart's got a mind of its own.
Ricky absolutely loves the current Victoria Beckham
Yeah,
film.
I like the sentiment, my heart's got a mind of its own. It's sort of like, doesn't matter what I'm thinking in my head, my heart says something else. Of course, what we did for the last week was change the lyrics.
Just walked around for ages.
Does anyone else do that? Just going things like my wife's got a cock of her own. Just things like that, and
seriously, hours of amusement.
Just changing it.
My knob's got some balls of its own.
We're doing that for a week. Meant to be working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were going to give away this game, Rick.
Yeah, it's called Donutters. And it's a game for 4 players, or 2 to 4 players.
Have you ever played it yourself?
I watched. We sort of got it for a party, and I watched some people.
Can I try and sell it to punters who may...
Yeah, go on.
Play the part of a crazy donut-loving elephant in this hilarious game of fun and fast action.
Yeah. You put on a little elephant thing, and you have to get up the donuts.
Brilliant. Can you be the first elephant to get all your donuts on your trunk? Be the first one. The first one is.
So this isn't a sex game, by the way. There's no euphemisms there.
Some of this is a bit slightly damaged. The packaging. That's why I couldn't read that.
You're joking.
Yeah, but don't worry, because you're not asking much for this, are you? We'll start at £5. Bear in mind, it'll be signed by double award-winning Ricky Gervais.
No, of course it's free. And Carl went, "You got a question?" I went, "No." He said, "Well, something about the Elephant Man." I went,
Something about the Elephant
yeah,
Man.
and I went, "Yeah." You know what, John Merrick? He went, "Yeah." He went, "Yeah, something about that. Awful, wasn't it?" I went, "You know where Michael Jackson actually bid for the skeleton of that?" And he went, "What, would the skeleton be affected?" I went, "Without it grows, that's what happens, it's nice." And he went, "You don't see any of that about these days, do you?" I just said, "Save it."
Although, of course, you have to put on these masks when you play Donutters, so in
Yeah.
a strange way, that looks kind of Merrick-esque.
Yeah.
And the game, Rick, I should just tell people listening, is Elephantastic.
It is.
It says that on the box.
It
so I'm
is
assuming that's
Elephantastic.
right.
It is Elephantastic.
I mean, you yourself. Can I say a question, actually? This
Go
is
on.
a possible question.
Okay. Should we sign it first?
We should sign it, but based on the Elephant Man question, obviously, we all know who directed the Elephant Man film.
Sure.
Don't
Sure.
we? Yeah.
Parker? No.
David Lynch.
Lynch, of course, yeah.
But do you know who one of the people that got that film made was? He's a very famous comedian. It was his production company that got it up and running. He may be an executive producer. I think he was even the producer of it. And he's an famous American comic actor. You wouldn't imagine this was the same guy who is also producing a very serious, sober film like The Elephant Man, all right? We want to know who was that man.
It's a bit hard for that.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, that'll separate the wheat from the chaff.
Have you seen anything else that's Elephantastic? Not even Welephant was Elephantastic. He was Welefantastic.
Rick, have you got any more memorabilia that you want to give to people? Maybe
get rid of,
weeks?
yeah.
Because I have to say, I've got
the council won't take it away.
I've got loads of junk in my house. I've got an old fridge freezer in the front garden. Anyone's welcome to come and pick that up anytime. I'll sign it for them.
But what about children climbing in it? That's not one of those with the handles, is it?
There's several children trapped in there at the moment. Yeah, but that's a sobering lesson
You
to
know
the
what,
local council who won't come and pick it up.
It's a problem, though, isn't it? Because you can't just
Smash it up, you're right,
anymore. I don't know what you're meant to do.
Well, listen, right, when I was growing up, I remember the council used to charge £5 or something to take away, like, cookers and fridges, so my dad used to bury them. Down the bottom of my garden, I don't know, there's a cooker, there's a fridge, there's a freezer of some sort, there's a dog and a couple of cats, they were dead.
I'm not saying my father's quite a mean man, as you know, but my dad used to do that with dead relatives.
Yeah, because those funeral parties take the piss.
Very expensive.
So a funeral can be, up to 40 quid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Whereas
So,
a shovel,
borrowed
off the bloke next door.
Yeah,
That's a massive saving.
And not given back, to be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, he's going to go soon. What's he going to say?
Okay, to win Donutters, signed by Mr. Ricky Gervais and two other blokes you've never heard of. It's Elephantastic.
Yeah.
And the question is, what was the name of the famous comedian, American
Give up
comedian,
the number.
that produced and had heavy production involvement in the film The Elephant Man? The email address is ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Carl, what's the phone number?
08700 800 1234.
Right, next up, we've had a lot of requests. Carl's popularity is growing. They want to hear his Super Mega Mix, the Britney Spears thing. Big it up.
Yeah, it's good.
No, tell us what it is.
All right, it's Mark being Blade, the vocals of The Unknown over Britney Spears. Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Let's hear it. It's highly illegal.
We're fantastic.
Go on then, back announce it, Carl. It's yours. Go on.
That's Mark being Blade there with a bootleg.
And what's it called? You called it something, haven't you? You cleverly called it something. What did you call it?
Nick this record one more time.
Good. Very good.
Karl Pilkington there, breaking all kinds of copyright rules.
Now, coming up, we're going to be talking a little bit of Feng Shui, the art of moving things around so it's better.
The ancient Oriental art of rearranging your living room.
Yeah, the ancient art of don't sit near a window.
Exactly.
Because you won't get any money for it. And we've got a book.
Well, we've been exploring Feng Shui for our own amusement.
Yeah, and we're going to be reading some great things.
This is just good. It's good, solid Feng Shui advice for us.
I mean, what do we need to know? I mean, just keep those questions coming as well. If you've got any question for Karl, don't forget, that's an ongoing thing. Anything in the world, any question, personal problems, philosophies, it can be anything. Just ask Karl. If you want, just ask Karl. Okay? Alright? Karl, you're up for that, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you give your honest opinion, won't you? Always.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should we give away Donutters?
Oh, it's been won. Who's won it, Karl?
Scott Hammond.
Well done.
Well done, Scott.
He'll be loving that. He's probably going to have a party, especially to play Donutters.
We've had a number of right answers, but I'm afraid Scott's the winner. And the question, of course, was which famous American comedian was heavily involved in the production of the film The Elephant Man? It was, of course, Mel Brooks.
Surprising.
And he's got a company called Brooks Films.
Our first first person that called in, I think he was a bit confused. He said, "Is it testicles?"
Yeah, yeah.
When what? The producer went, "Testicles."
What was that illness years ago? Right, there was a couple of lads at our school
Oh, yeah.
had really big heads
Right.
and webbed fingers.
And webbed fingers.
And
Sorry, wait. Was that? Hold on. Did you find him in a pond? Did they used to be little tadpoles?
no,
Carl, you're not confusing your past with an old episode of
No,
Doctor
no.
Who, are you?
What were they called? These two?
I didn't mix with them.
Right.
It was just like, of
course not.
There was nobody thought anything of it at school because
No,
like,
sure.
you used to it.
Yeah, it's the north.
There goes the creature from the Black Lagoon again.
yeah. He's late.
Brilliant at trigonometry.
He's late for double maths.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think anything of
What
it.
is it called? What is the disease called where two fellas, are they
Not even related.
rubbish?
Not related.
Were you near a nuclear power station when you were growing up?
Yeah,
You weren't really?
yeah.
God, this explains so much.
This has got
Well,
a bit
I don't
heavy.
think that's it.
Hey, talking of enormous heads,
Yeah.
you were at the Pop Idol final, weren't you, Rick? You went
Yeah.
down there just because obviously Rick's a huge fan of Pop Idol. He wanted to be there. He wanted to give his support.
Quite seriously, there was no irony there. We were
Yeah, he
having
genuinely
great
is a
time.
fan of it. And he was. You sort of had photos taken with various people.
Yeah,
didn't
of
you? 'Cause
course.
you were a bit drunk and you wanted to have
Yeah.
a memento of it. There's obviously
Yeah.
a picture of you with Fat Man Rick Waller.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the best one is a picture of Ricky and his girlfriend with Dr. Fox.
Yeah.
Whose head
It's twice the size of mine.
any other head. It's quite remarkable. I don't know how they make
barrel.
it.
He's a lovely bloke, and he was really nice to meet him and everything. But in the and he looks like an immaculate tan, and he's always happy, and he's he's.
It
just
looks
really
on the
good.
picture. It looks like someone you might see in a carnival who's built a huge papier-mâché head, and we're like Frank Sidebottom, just sort of walking down the road. It's just incredible.
Dr. Fox didn't used to go to your school, did he? He used to hang around with a mate. They were great swimmers. They were brilliant swimmers. Oh God.
Have we got another song lined up?
Yeah. What are we going to play?
Bit of Pharomonge.
Bit of who?
Pharomonge.
Let's hear it.
Faramunch, got ya. XFM 104.9. Well, as we promised, some feng shui. What do you want to know? Ratio of windows. It's one of those little books that you see at the sort of like the front desk of like Waterstones or Dillon's or one of those. And it's just it's a little guide. It's should I say what it is? I'm allowed,
may as
aren't I? Lillian Tu's little book of feng shui. And obviously she can't go into it in depth, but it's some little,
Just some little sort of nuggets, I suppose.
yeah,
isn't it?
ratio of windows. The ratio of windows to doors in your rooms should not exceed 3-1. Too many windows cause all your luck to seep away. Obviously. Hello. It is also better not to have windows on the wall opposite the door.
Is that the case in your place, Carl? Because you may need to brick that up when you get back later.
I always remember I used to work nights,
Yeah.
right? And it was when my brother just sort of got kicked out of the army.
Yeah.
And my mum and dad went away on holiday, so he was staying with us.
He's got to write a book, this bloke. You have got to write a book, Carl. Go
I
on.
came back,
Yeah.
and there was women everywhere. There's women in every bed in the house. I thought, where am I going to sleep?
Had he set up a brothel? What?
So no, it's just a bit of a one.
That's
so-
impressive, though. A girl in every single bed. I mean,
He was mad. So I slept on the sofa downstairs, and I didn't sleep that well.
yeah,
But I slept on it before when it was facing a different way,
sure.
and I had a good sleep.
So for you, that's
So-
proved the worth of feng shui.
Yeah, I think there's something in it.
Did you honestly think there's something in it, though?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Okay, well, just read a few of the others, Rick.
Okay, well, it's not. I think most people know this one. Display the three-legged frog for luck. Look for a three-legged frog. You can buy one from any Chinese supermarket, and place it in the vicinity of your front door, facing inwards as if it has just come into the house. Don't place the frog facing the door. Please.
Oh, come on, people.
What
Think
are you-
before you place your frog.
I mean, this really is. I mean, but
What's the last page? Because that will be the most important one.
do you reckon?
the last one,
The wealth vase. Make a wealth vase and keep it hidden in your cupboard. It can be made of gold, crystal or glass. Can I just listen? If you've got a vase made of gold, you're probably all right for money anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
But this is the wealth vase. How to make the wealth vase?
Fill it with semi-precious stones and with soil taken from a rich man's garden.
So just find the soil of a rich man. Take some soil from the...
This is like bury a piece of steak and the water will go.
Yes.
I have a tooth of frog. This is...
It's the one where with the gods. Can you find that one?
Oh, where's that one? Yeah.
What do you make of feng shui, Carl? Is it
think
something you
it's,
believe in?
Well, like I said, I didn't sleep well on the sofa when it
So
was
for you,
facing the
that's
other way.
proof positive.
Yeah, you've got to get it right, haven't you?
I'd like Carl to read this out.
Okay.
Yeah, do you mind? Read it out. Just read it out loud.
Which one?
Yeah, the gods are here. Right, okay.
Just read that. That's such a good
Invite
bit
the
of
gods
Yeah,
of wealth into your home.
yeah,
The Chinese have several gods of wealth,
yeah.
which they display in their homes to attract what? Prosperity.
Prosperity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My personal favourite is TCS Chi Yi,
Yeah.
who sits on a tiger.
He sits on a tiger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
It's pretty difficult to find this fella.
Yep.
If you could use Kang Kung or the 3-star gods, oh no.
Read him out.
Read out the names of the star gods.
FUK.
Read it out.
well,
Just
he's
read
a
that.
god.
It's
He's
a
a
Chinese
god.
god. You're
He's a
allowed to
Chinese
say
god.
Chinese god on the radio.
No.
You are allowed to say
Well, if you're allowed to
Chinese.
say it, you say it then.
Well, look. You're so immature.
Read the three of them out, Rick.
Okay. If he is difficult to find, you should use Quan Kung or the 3-star gods, Fuck, Luck, and Sao, all of whom bring wealth and prosperity.
Now, what were the names of the gods again? Because if I'm making a note at home, Rick,
Well,
I better...
it's a Chinese god.
Yeah, there's Quan Kun, or you can use Luk Sao, or...
You can't say.
What? But it's a god, FUK, that's how it's...
Yeah, I assume. I don't know if we're pronouncing it wrong. I really apologise.
Apologies if we're offending anyone who's of an Oriental persuasion. But that's Quan Kun, or Luk Sao, or Fuck. And any of those gods are available at a Chinese supermarket.
Near you.
Yeah. That's Feng Shui. It's an ancient art. You can't... Give me that look.
Clinic. Walking with thee. So that's Feng Shui.
That's Feng Shui sorted.
We've given away donutters. We've talked a little bit about band names today. With more insight into Carl's psyche. Now, you during that record, you said, we knock everything. You saw something about the Bermuda Triangle, didn't you? That
Yeah, when I talked about Ghost, you sort of just... because you don't believe in it. I think it's because you're scared of it, to be honest, and you can't admit to understanding it and
Sure.
actually believing in it.
Sure.
Thing on last night, Steve.
Yes.
Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know much about that?
Mainly the song
Yeah.
by... What was his name?
What's his name?
Bermuda Triangle, where people disappear.
No,
Bermuda Triangle.
What's his name? No, Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the lyrics? Bermuda Triangle, where people disappear. Bermuda Triangle, don't go near.
Yeah.
I shouldn't really make a joke out of it.
No, you're right. Go on.
But what it is, right? There's a programme saying what it's about. What do you know about it?
As I say, mainly from what Barry's told me, but certainly planes and various boats have gone missing within the Bermuda Triangle.
Planes.
Yeah, but obviously that documentary didn't explore
He
it.
learned a lot about that. I learned a lot about American history through "We Didn't Start the Fire" by Billy Joel.
Again, most of my knowledge of the sort of Tsarist Russia comes from
Rasputin by Boney M.
Well, listen.
Yeah, he was the lover of the Russian queen.
They put some poison into his wine.
Yeah. They shot him till he was dead.
Yeah.
Which is, go on.
Right. Well, this.
Those
right?
Russians.
Sort of bit of an earthquake in the sea.
Sure.
Lets out methane gas.
Okay.
And apparently, if you were swimming out in the sea,
Yeah.
and there was like an earthquake and some methane came out, you can't swim in it, you just sink.
Okay.
Even if you're a good swimmer.
What happens if you're two lads from your school and they
heads.
Yeah, that's like a buoy.
Doesn't
So you can
work.
see them a mile off,
No.
and their webbed hands would get them into shore.
Because they did actually say, even if you're wearing a life jacket, if the water's full of methane, right?
You just
methane,
sink.
You just sink. So what it's saying is, boats have gone across the sea, got a load of methane in the sea, and the boat just sinks.
Right. What about the planes?
Is it them sort of planes with little sort of floaty things
Could
on?
be.
That'll be the sort they've landed in the sea.
Right.
And methane's coming.
Well, sorry, Carl. What did the documentary say? Not I imagine.
Yeah, your hypothesis might be one
Yeah.
thing.
What did they sound
They
documentary?
didn't cover that bit. They didn't do
cover the planes.
They didn't do the planes.
Something else they said about it, though.
Go on.
Loch Ness, the monster,
Yep.
Sure.
probably doesn't exist.
Okay.
What it is,
Interesting. Hold on. Interesting. Oh, interesting.
It's-
What they thought Loch Ness probably didn't exist.
Curious viewpoint.
Hold on. What proof have they got for that, Carl? How can they go around saying stupid things like that?
it's methane,
Right.
Again, in Loch Ness.
and people have seen, what's the lake it's in?
Loch Ness.
Loch Ness.
Yeah?
It being the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it lives. That's how it finds its way home.
That's certainly the clue.
Yeah,
If you get again, Carl, that's the clue.
Yeah, if you go, and if it's out wandering, it goes, excuse me, would you know where I'm being the Loch Ness Monster? Where would I be going? Oh, you'd be going to the Loch Ness if that's your home. It's way over there, you big monster, you.
So the bubbles from the
Sure.
methane bubble up out of the water.
Yeah.
People think, oh God, it's a monster dead. But it's not, it's just water sort of shooting up because of the bubbles.
Well, that's two of the great mysteries of the universe solved by Karl P on a Saturday afternoon.
That is fantastic. So, that makes me think.